Have you ever wondered why, even when nothing is actually wrong in your life right now, your body stays tense anyway? Why your heart races before a meeting that isn't even that important? Why you can't shut your mind off before bed? Why feeling truly calm sometimes feels strange? The answer isn't in your head in the rational sense. It's not a lack of discipline. It's not emotional weakness. The answer lives in a much older part of your brain, a structure that's existed for millions of years and is right now doing exactly the job it was built to do. Your nervous system is at this very moment scanning your environment non-stop. Without asking permission, it's silently asking thousands of times a day, is this safe or is this dangerous? Here's something almost nobody has explained clearly. This alarm system wasn't built for your boss texting you at 11 p.m. It wasn't built for notifications or deadlines. It was shaped over hundreds of thousands of years of evolution for real physical threats, predators, danger to life. For the moment an ancestor of yours had to decide in a split second between fight, flight, or freeze. The problem is this ancient system never got the update that the world has changed. It can't tell a lion from a stressful email. To your body, often it's all processed the same way. Danger, that's exactly why so many people walk around chronically exhausted with no obvious reason. You could be right now completely safe and your body could still be operating as if it's in constant survival mode. Tight shoulders, a clenched jaw, shallow sleep, a vague sense that something isn't right, even when rationally everything is fine. This has a name, and understanding it changes everything. It's the difference between real danger and the perception of danger. To your nervous system, perception feels just as real as fact. But here's the part that's going to change how you understand anxiety for good. This ancient system can be retrained, not through willpower, not by trying to control yourself. There's a specific mechanism that can reprogram this alarm response at the root. This mechanism doesn't work the way most people assume. It doesn't learn through logic. It doesn't learn because you decided to be calm. It learns in a completely different way. And once you understand how, you'll see why so many attempts to relax haven't worked for you. That's exactly what I'm going to show you starting right now. So how does your nervous system actually learn what's safe? It's not through logic. You can tell yourself 1,000 times, everything's fine, I'm safe. And your body won't listen. You know there's no real threat right now, but your chest stays tight, your mind keeps racing. This happens because the part of the brain responsible for detecting threats, the emotional brain, doesn't process words the way your rational brain does. It understands repeated sensory experience, not well-built arguments. This is why positive affirmations on their own rarely resolve deep anxiety. They knock on the wrong door. You're negotiating with a system that doesn't speak logic, it speaks sensation. Think of someone who once had a scare while driving, a sudden braking sound. Months later, with no danger present, their body might still tense up at a similar noise. That's the emotional brain reacting to a pattern it learned the only way it knows how, through lived experience. Here's what's truly powerful. If the emotional brain learns through repeated experience, the reverse is just as true. Every time you genuinely live a moment of slow breathing, relaxed muscles, real safety, you teach your nervous system sensation by sensation that not every situation is a threat. This isn't a metaphor, it's physiological. This brings us to one of the most hopeful concepts in neuroscience, neuroplasticity. Your brain isn't fixed in childhood. It physically reorganizes based on what you repeat over time. Picture this. Every time you feel threatened, a neural pathway of alarm gets reinforced, like a dirt trail turning into a paved road from being walked over and over. The more you go down that path, the more automatic it becomes. That's why anxiety can feel automatic. In a real sense, it is. But every time you live a repeated experience of genuine calm, you carve a brand new pathway alongside the old one. At first, it's weak. With consistent repetition, it grows stronger until it starts outpacing the old alarm pathway. This means calm isn't a fixed trait some people just have. Calm is a trainable skill at the deepest biological level, like a muscle that gets stronger through repeated use, But for this pathway to take hold, there's a crucial detail about how that repetition needs to happen, a detail separating people who retrain their nervous system from those who tried techniques for years with no results. That's exactly the detail we break down next. Here's the detail that changes everything. Not just any repetition rebuilds these neural pathways. It's the repetition of a complete experience. Body and emotion present together in the same moment. It's not enough to think about relaxing while your mind is elsewhere. It's not enough to know breathing techniques by heart if you've never felt them happening. The emotional brain needs to feel safety unfolding in the body repeatedly to register it as a reliable pattern. This is why slow breathing and muscle relaxation aren't just surface-level self-help tricks. They are direct signals you send to your own nervous system. When you breathe slowly, making the exhale longer than the inhale, you're telling your body, in the only language it understands, there's no threat here. You can lower your guard. When that message gets repeated dozens, even hundreds of times in calm moments and moments of mild discomfort, the brain starts to generalize that learning. It begins to trust that safety is possible, even where, before, it only knew how to sound the alarm. This also explains why trying to force calm or beating yourself up for feeling anxious almost always backfires. You can't fight a survival system and expect it to cooperate. Threat tends to generate more threat. Even self-criticism about being anxious can ironically trigger more alarm. The real path forward isn't confrontation. It's gentle, consistent repetition. It's showing the body again and again without rushing that this specific moment right now is safe. As this repeats over time, something remarkable happens. The automatic alert responses, the racing heart with no clear cause, the constant tension in your neck, the sense of always being switched on, gradually start to soften, both in intensity and in how often they show up. Not overnight, but in a way that's real and sustainable. The same way physical training produces visible changes over weeks, not in one session. There's something else worth knowing. This rewiring isn't just about feeling better in the moment. Consistent practice can actually lower the baseline sensitivity of that ancient alarm system over time, so it takes more to set it off and it settles back down faster once triggered. And this brings us to the most important part of all, because understanding the theory is only the beginning. The real question is, what does this actually mean in practice for your life starting today? So let's bring this all together. Your nervous system isn't broken. It's not overreacting or being weak. It's doing exactly what it was programmed to do thousands of years ago: protect you. The only problem is it hasn't learned yet that most of today's battles aren't life or death battles. And the good news, the news that actually matters, is that this old learning can be unlearned and a new one can be built in its place. Not through force, not by fighting your own thoughts, but by teaching your body repeatedly, experience after experience, what safety really feels like. This completely changes how we should think about emotional healing. It's not about eliminating stress from your life. That's impossible and it wouldn't even be healthy. It's about strengthening repeatedly your body's ability to return to calm after stress, about rebuilding, sensation by sensation, the neural pathway of safety until it becomes as strong, as automatic as the old pathway of alarm. This is, at its core, a training process. Just like a muscle grows through consistent repetition, your nervous system reorganizes itself through consistent repetition of moments of genuine calm. This means every time you practice slow breathing, muscle relaxation, or allow yourself, even for a few minutes, to live a real sense of safety, you're not just relaxing a little. You're literally rebuilding the architecture of your brain. Healing doesn't come from fighting your mind. It comes from teaching it patiently and repeatedly what safety looks like, feels like, and is, until your body finally learns to trust it again. And that process of guided, repeated practice is exactly what we're going to explore in the next videos on this channel, because understanding the theory is only the first step. It's consistent practice that actually creates transformation. If this made sense to you, subscribe to the channel, because this is just the first piece of a much bigger transformation process. And let me know in the comments, what moment of your day do you feel this automatic tension the most? I want to know, because it's going to guide the next videos.